Well, good morning, lovelies. How are you today? Welcome to another prompt challenge day. We're getting down to the last bits. Okay, let's do this one. Red. All right, red. So that is pretty open to interpretation. So yeah, so I can do things that are red, or I could do the red color, which I always like to do. And I don't know, we'll think about it. I'll gather some supplies and see you in a second. Okay, friends, I went and gathered some supplies. So I found this nice, I don't know, it looks kind of obviously rustic and old. It's black and white, so I figure I could use that. I found red scrapbooking paper. It's pretty thick. Don't know if I'll use that. My book, some white, some red, and some black. And I thought I would figure out this gloss medium. I can mix it with some red and it'll be glossy. And of course, my standard dictionary pages for the background. Yep. So that is how we're going to get started today. I don't know what my plans are, so we'll just see what comes today of this. So as per usual, I am going to tear these and create a background. And I'll start mixing up some paint and then we'll get started with that. Okay, I just wanted to show you that I just did little strips today just to create shape and interest and texture. And I am going to do the wax paper kind of palette and then pull the paint on paper. So I just wanted to show you what I did the other day. Remember those papers I pulled off the palette thing? I made a little book with the painting papers. This is kind of a prototype. And then I created some tags. Oops, it goes this way. So yeah, I'm pretty excited. I'm just making use of what I have because I don't have a gel plate right now. Probably won't be getting one anytime soon. So I thought I would just experiment with painting papers using wax paper. And this paper is actually, you know, those little like advertisements for like credit cards you get, and then the wording that says you're approved, blah, 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 blah. Well, I just used that paper and folded it, and then I used the painty papers and glued it on top. So recycled, total recycled paint. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about this little book. So prototype. So that is going to be something I'm going to continue doing. I'm going to go ahead and sacrifice. This is for my diamond painting. It's a brayer, but you know. And then I just have some just papers to my left of me to pull the paint and see what I can get out of those. So that's what I'm going to be doing in the meantime. So what I like to do is start with some red, because that is the prompt color, or the prompt. I really couldn't find any like magazine or printables or anything, because I was thinking, yeah, you could find objects that are red or something. But so I'm just going to use a bit of that. I feel like I need to use more. Well, let's just use a little bit more. Try some of this gel medium. It's gloss, so I'm thinking if you add it to your acrylic paint, I just don't know. If you guys know, leave me word in the comment. But the thing is, it's white, but I think it just makes it glossy. So since you know I like to use the dictionary papers and then use this to create my first like texture layer, I'm going to continue with that because I really enjoy that. I figure, you know, when you guys are creating, do what you love, you know, every time in your paintings or projects, because that becomes kind of your signature. So I just thought I would, I know, red. We'll make some red streaks for the background. I'm just going to add some water here. And then with this color, of course, we can add our white and our black, kind of make it monochromatic like I usually do. But yeah, so that will be the first layer so far. Also, while that's drying, I want to continue to try to do this stencil, possibly, and then I did pull some stamps for mark making. These are the ones I pulled out. But you know, I could change my mind and something else could come up, so I thought that would be good for texture, to build up the page a little bit. So I thought what I'd do with this first, maybe pull, I'm just going to take the edge of my, which I did the last time, and I'm just going to make some marks on it. Worked out pretty well last time. So this would be like the first pull print. Just put that on here so we're not wasting paint. And then, you know, you can just stamp on it, or, you know, add another color or whatnot. So what am I going to do next? Well, that is a good question. I'm gonna, let's see, glue this down a bit here. We can think about our focal point. I'm pretty sure that will be something I want to use for sure. I thought about figuring out, like, instead of having it go in the middle, is to cut it somewhere, like maybe here. So put this one on this side and then that on this side. And maybe figure out a sentiment, a phrase, a quote to put in here. My other thoughts were I could back this up on this, because it's red, obviously. You know, kind of back that up on it. But I don't know if I want to use this. If I do, I mean, we could explore the shapes thing again. But a good friend of mine, Georgina, said, you know, one way to build shapes is just through texture and layers, right? So technically this would be a shape. These would all be shapes. So anyway, I think in the meantime, I am going to mix up some more paint. I think I want to try, we're going to go dark first. So we'll get some red and some black. And make a, I guess, a reddy brown. And try not to make it look too, like, I don't know, I've heard some artists when they use red murdery. I've never really looked at it that way until they said it that way, and I was like, oh my gosh. So we'll try to make this red color look arty and not murdery. So we could just, you know, make some circles, you know, for something. Marks. And then you could just do more circles this way, this way. And then we could do some lines here. Just playing, you know, obviously if I don't like it, we can just cover it up and start over, or just go to the next page. lines there, lines here. So today I didn't even go onto Pinterest for inspiration because I figured I have enough imagination. Sometimes I do just to get, if I'm bored with doing the same thing. But today I decided not to. Today I just wanted to just sit and create without having too much of a plan in mind. Okay, so let's try to get this. It's kind of a twofold experiments today. Oops, I just dug my hand into the paint. Here is this. We're gonna move this off to the side for a second. Let's see, in the meantime, can you see? Yep, you can kind of see. Move this up a little bit. Yep, okay, so I'm just gonna experiment with this and use that wherever I did with my paper. My painty paper we could use that as a that kind of gives a interesting little texture there with the brayer. Right? So then I know this wrinkles, but you know, kind of like some of the wrinkles that happen with it. We'll just do this. And we'll go up here. Try to make some marks again. See if that, oh yeah, it does. I know the wax paper doesn't last very long, but it's something you can practice on until you get a gel plate. Those are my thoughts anyway. I'm just gonna do, this is part of a paper bag that kind of got ripped. So I thought, oh, let's just see what we get. And there goes the wax paper. So that's okay. Let's pull from the other direction. Nope. Well, darn. Maybe the brayer, but anyway, there's still some cool marks on there. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get instead of the wax paper, I have a paper protector. I'm gonna get that, let that dry, and I'll be right back with you. Okay, so I went and just got one of those paper protectors and got some cardboard to put underneath it. And see what we could do just while we're waiting that, just a few more minutes, just for a play. Get some white. And practice this, you know. But look, that kind of gives some neat shapes too. You know, it's not exactly smooth, but you know, we could use this paper as our okay, and then we can use our end of our paintbrush and make some marks in it like we did the last time. And you could even, since this has some red on it, see what happens if you go into those marks just a little bit. Probably not, but you never know. You can always go over it again. Again, playing with what you have, obviously. Okay, let's see what happens here. Let's see, gonna do 2 sheets because these are just cut-offs from when I made like spiral notebooks. And anyway, we could use these papers in our journal page too. So we just got the red, which is interesting. That's interesting. Interesting result. So I wonder if if the paint dried too quickly, if we wet it down really good and tried it again. See what happens. Gotta be quick on this. Quick on your feet. Well, I suppose white on white. Yeah, okay. Let's try it one more time with that paper bag, shall we? Because that's a darker, I didn't think white paper on white. Huh. Let's see if this does something interesting. If it does, we could use it in our journal page. Nope. All right. Well, there you go. We'll just keep going. See what happens. You know, maybe we'll do the paintbrush thing like I did the last time and not worry about the brayer. Okay, so I'm just gonna, for sake of trying to keep this nice, wipe this off just in case. Anyways, okay, back to our journal page. Okay, here you guys in the shots. Nope. Okay, so now I want to mix up some white with red. So I'm still going to use my palette. It's pretty, wait, is that pretty dry? Yeah, okay. I'm going to use some red, some white. Now it's going to be pink. That's okay. Or a light, yeah, light rosy color. So let's try to use our stencil now. I think I'm gonna go with it, go for it here. I'm gonna do the middle. I'm gonna get a sponge. Okay, here we go. Let's try to get that maybe over here. Don't know. Just go for it, shall we? And then when doing the stamping, I think I'm just going to do it black. Get this wet a little bit. Get some more color on here. Got my sponge too wet. Oh well. Might be an interesting effect anyway. You just never know. Okay. It's kind of pretty, although that's a little, like I said, I got my sponge too wet, so we can just do this. And then come back to it once it's dry. At least we got that. Let's try this side. Just gonna mop up some of that wetness. Get some more paint. We'll just use our paintbrush and paint some on. I know, I'm a messy artist. Are you? Okay, let's see. This is gonna be a mess. If not, we'll wait for it to dry and I'll just go over it again. Okay. Yep, still kind of messy. I'll let that dry, but it's kind of interesting. Hopefully it doesn't look too murdery, as some people would say. Maybe we can come in here. Oof. wonder though, since this is, we go like this. And paint that, right? You'd probably, I think you would do the same with the jelly print plate too, I believe. Let's just take this off. Put this down real quick and see what we get. Interesting though, kind of like it. Probably look better when it dries. Shall we try this page again? Maybe leave it on there, because sometimes if you leave this on your gel plate for it to dry, it'll pull up. Let's try to find this sheet here. Okay, we're gonna do that, and then I think I might just leave that there. I think I want to come in with some white. I think I'm just gonna put some on here, 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 here. So I'm just gonna run my my little brayer over here just to see what happens. What do you think? What did I do with it? Here it is. Okay, what do you think? I kind of like that texture. That's pretty neat. Yeah. Kind of looks like snow. Maybe not. Right. I don't know. I like the effect. Not sure I'm liking the color red, but you know, just keep it going. All right. So, I wonder how it's going to look with, I don't know what I did with my sentiment. Let's see. There it is. All right. So I think we got some red. I think I want to do some black. Tone this down a little bit so we can just see maybe aspects of red as kind of an accent color. On the side here. Kind of like that. Kind of interesting. Put that some on the edges. It's kind of grungy. And maybe on that definitely toned it down. I think it looks pretty cool actually. Looks very graffiti, grungy, like urban, like it would remind me of like a fabric you could put on a shirt, like a painty shirt kind of. I like it. gonna leave it. I'm not touching it anymore, guys. So there you go. That's really cool. I don't know if I think, to be honest, that looks done to me. Like, I don't need to do anything else but maybe add a quote. So this just doesn't, as much as I love this black and white, definitely just kind of want to leave that there. Let me look around for a quote or a sentiment or something. I think we just need that. Cool. See you in a sec. Okay, ladies, so I found a quote, but I don't know who wrote it. It was just written on a piece of paper. It says, effort is not measured by what you get for it, but by what you become because of it. Love it. So I found, this is just a piece of like, that goes to the bottom of like a recycle, like a, you know, one of those canvas bags you could go grocery shopping, and I cut another piece, a bigger one, to try as a jelly plate. But look at these cute little prints I got off of it, and I just used the paintbrush. So I thought, and then I had it laying down, and I was like, these are kind of cool. It was an idea for this piece too, as much as I like it just plain. But what if, to add more texture, we cut these out? See, now this is the fun part that comes with play. You never know what's gonna happen. So these could be cool, interesting little, let me bring this into shot here, sorry. Because I know you probably cannot see all of it, what I'm talking about here. Okay, let me see, there we go. There's some stuff out of the way. Okay, so see, we could cut these little mini prints that I was messing around with trying to. Well, I wanted to write the sentiment, but I didn't want to just write it in black and white on top because I thought it would look too, I don't know. I didn't think it would just match or look right or something. So, like, even if we put these squares here, rectangles, what did I do with my other one? Aha. There's two here. So more texture, more layers, more interest. But then again, I still really like the background just as it is. I think there was one more. This one I like because it's just got, I just was like, wasn't sure. I think it was like the third time. Oh, I just love the texture. It looks like almost like a photocopy, like you would do on a photocopier glass. Anyway, I probably won't because I think it takes up. Anyway, those were little ideas. I still just love this. I moved things around majorly in my studio yesterday, and so I like the results. Just everything is way different. That's not gonna work. So my thoughts were to write the quote on here, but then it would be fun if you had like a big, if I could find a Sharpie and just write it on there like graffiti. Because I was imagining if I wrote my quote just on, I could find my quote now. Goodness, I'm a hot mess, and there it is. I just did just covering up. I don't know. I could put it down at the bottom. I could put it down the sides. Let's see if we wrote, look at me. This is what I love, painting hands. So what if we wrote it effort is not measured that's very sloppy handwriting by what you get for it. Goodness, Riley. Okay, so something like that, or I don't know. I think I'm going to use these two and make it down here, or I don't know. I'm going to think about it. I'll be right back. Let me know in the comments what you would do. All right, guys, I really do like this. Again, as it was happening, I wasn't sure, so this is what I did. Effort is not measured by what you get for it, but by what you become because of it. So I think this is gonna be perfect and simply done today. I thought it was gonna take a lot longer. And yeah, I am surprised. I just used paint today and a little bit of a stencil and brayer and the color red, white, and black. I think it's kind of cool. Very, can't remember the word I used earlier. It's kind of, what did I use? I don't want to say street art, but anyway, doesn't matter. All right, guys, that is it for today's prompt. Thank you for sticking with me. And tomorrow, who knows what tomorrow will bring. I did do my little red prompt disc. I was going to show you. Oh yeah. So I'll write the word red on there and put that there. So guys, thank you for stopping by. Hope you're enjoying these videos. Leave me a comment, a like, and I will see you tomorrow. And remember, wherever you are and whatever you are doing, I love you. Bye guys. Have a great day.